People just see travel as, oh, leisure, I'm just going to enjoy myself. But the idea of Casa Nomads was birthed because I took a trip to Lebanon. You realize that when you go to all these different places, apart from even just meeting people and mingling with people and all that, like your entire horizon is just expanded, and then you see like the possibilities. You go to Rwanda and you're like, oh my gosh, this is just Rwanda. Like, why can't Nigeria be like this? And then also when you come back home, you also demand more as well. I started off pretty much writing down my personal travel experiences on like a Microsoft Word document. So I'm the one that will go to Tanzania, Seychelles, and I was like a bit adventurous, you know, like different. I like to travel to like what is supposedly different in the Nigerian context. This was, I'm talking about as far back as 2011. So when I come back from all these my trips, my friends will usually ask me, oh, what can I do in these places, blah, 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 because there weren't a lot of resources out there. And I would write these things down and just plain old Microsoft Word and then send to them, because every time I come back from a trip, they would always ask me, what did you do? How did you go there from Nigeria? How did you get a visa? And all that. So what I would do is when I come back from a trip, I would already put down my entire itinerary, because I knew that my friends will always come to me and ask me, or share with me rather what you did in these places. So I'll always send it to them. So a friend of mine actually used to read all this. I always used to send it to him, and he was like, you know what, why don't you just want to put this thing in like a personal travel blog? There aren't a lot of travel blogs out there. I'm like, oh, that makes sense, you know. So I spoke to my family and everything, and they were trying to figure out a name, and we came up with a name. It was actually my brother that actually came up with this name, Niger Nomad. So we'll say Nigerian Nomads. We played with different things, and then we all decided, okay, the name has to be Niger Nomads. So I started to document all my travel experiences in a blog, and then I had friends who also had experiences as well that wanted to share with people, and that's literally how we kicked off. So from documenting personal travel experiences, opened an Instagram page, we began to do trips, and yeah, that's pretty much how we kicked off. There are a lot of things that I struggle with, trust me. Like, putting myself out there is one thing that I definitely struggle with. Like with Niger Nomads, you'll barely see my footprints in there, but with Casa, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll do this video, I'll do this, I'll do that. You know, I'm a bit more, yeah, but I'm still struggling with that. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want a lot of people to know it's me and all that. But then the more I do these things and I see the reaction that I get from people, I'm like, okay, people actually like to see faces. Like I said, people trust people. So people like to see like the face behind the brand and all that, and yeah. My name is Yejide Runsewe, and I run two fun platforms, Niger Nomads and Casa Nomads. One exciting thing about myself, which is not so exciting, is I cannot ride a bike.